So this was filmed right after the squad banner was announced, and Zayne girlies, you guys are winning. Congratulations. As the title of this video says, we're gonna talk about our favorite young medical genius, Zayne. I'll try to talk about everything I can think of that is important to Zayne's character and his lore, and this will include his main story, his myths, and some of his cards. So if I miss anything important, I'm really sorry. We can have a discussion down in the comments. You can, write down your theories and what you think about his lore overall. And unfortunately, I do not have all of his cards, so I'll be using some footage from the wonderful people that have uploaded it online in YouTube, and I'll link their channels in the description. Where do I even begin with this man? Let's talk about the main timeline first. So Zayne is one of our main character's childhood friends, and I say that because there's another childhood friend that is going to become a love interest, and he's coming very soon.
Hi, Editing Angel here. I'm gonna show up every now and then throughout the video because I noticed that I forgot a lot of things, and I do not want to disappoint the Zayne girlies out there. In nostalgic sweetness, in this Bond memory, I noticed that Zayne and our main character had met each other before they were formally introduced by Josephine, who is our main character's grandmother, because of the way he talked about the encounter. So I'm gonna theorize that this is probably during the time when our main character was being experimented and she ran away. It was during the Chrono Rift catastrophe. And here are the notes by Josephine from World Underneath. So she escaped in the beginning and was not found until days later. So yeah, I think that was their first encounter.
So Zayne and our main character are childhood friends, but they grew apart and they didn't see each other for more than a decade or so. There's an explanation in Zayne's anecdotes where he says to a friend of his that when he was 12 years old, he lost control of his evil and he almost killed someone who was very important to him. So this person that he almost killed is most likely our main character. And in their adulthood, they somehow got involved with each other again because our main character became a hunter, and he is a surgeon in Akso Hospital, which is a hospital that works very closely with the Hunters Association. And he became her primary care physician. So I'm not sure if the game has explicitly mentioned this, but it seems like both I and what seemed like a lot of people in the community have come to the conclusion that Zayne became a doctor because of our main character.
Yes, the game did mention that, you idiot. So in his anecdotes, it was revealed that he became a doctor because of our main character. And this guy, Carter, he shows up again in the main story branch, Thorns Under the Moon, and he's an absolute creep from Xander Sciences. But I won't get into Xander Sciences or ever in this video because it's gonna take too long. Alright, carrying on with the video.
Before I go on, I have a confession to make. When I first started playing this game in February, this was before Silas was released, by the way, I was very drawn to his character design in the beginning. I mean, who wouldn't be? Look at him. Look, I am a sucker for hot men in glasses, okay? But I wasn't really interested in his attitude because he comes off as very passive in the beginning. Wait, hold on, Zayne girlies. Don't roast me. Put down the knives. Let me finish. I know Zayne girlies hate it when people say that, but let me finish. So he starts off acting like this stoic, I'm too cool to give a fuck, nonchalant character. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, that turns me off so much in the beginning. But then I got to know his character a bit more, and he's actually so fucking sweet. When I truly understood his character, that's when he became my first main. And when I said I thought he was passive in the beginning, boy, was I wrong. Because have you seen Business Trip?
How was your trip? I've changed my mind now. Is that okay?
And his Misty Invasion card.
Why does that smell sweeter than usual?
And whatever this is.
I'll admit there's something undeniably addictive about stepping out of line.
There is something so incredibly attractive about a man who is stoic and calm on the surface, but he actually yearns for you and is very feral on the inside. And out of all the love interests, I think he is the most domestic. He is so husband. Okay, enough fangirling. I want to talk about his myth. So as far as we know, Zayne has two myths. The Foreseer myth, which is the Tower of Secrets, and the Master of Fate myth, Snow's Embrace. And you guys know the drill. Just like all of the other love interests, his myth is also so fucking painful and tragic. So both of these myths reflects Zayne's struggle against fate, his defiance of Astra, and his connection to our main character. So in the Tower of Secrets, Zayne is a demigod oracle in Philos, bound to a tower, and he is a tool of Astra, a god who gave him his powers. And our main character, she is sick with some type of illness around her heart, just like in the main story. She sneaks into his tower and tries to steal his creatio protocore. That was so hard to say, to heal herself from her sickness. In the Foreseer myth, Zayne sacrificed himself to save our main character, breaking Astra's rules by giving her the creatio protocore and defying the curse that has doomed them across lifetimes, which is he has to watch her die in all of his past incarnations. And similarly, in Snow's Embrace, Zayne is supposed to kill our main character to prevent her from bringing chaos to the world. However, his love for our main character drives him to defy the natural order again, risking everything to protect her despite the consequences. By the way, in the Tower of Secrets, our main character, even though she's kind of sus, she lied to him, tried to steal his creatio protocore many times. As always, she is very resilient in saving herself, and her will to live is as strong as ever. Like, she's willing to do whatever it takes to save herself. I really like that about her. She's a bad bitch, and I love that. Our main character feels so real because that's what I would do. I would do anything to save myself. She feels so real and she's not passive. Right, so back to the myth. The central theme in both myths is Zayne's resistance against roles forced upon him by higher powers. In Tower of Secrets, he is a tool bound to fate, and Astra manipulates his memory to make sure that he forgets about our main character, as Astra's tools can't fall in love. But despite this, the jasmine, a symbol of his memories, helps him recall their connection, and he chooses to sacrifice himself rather than let her suffer. Zayne also defies another rule set by Astra. He's forbidden to look into his own fate. As the Foreseer, he can see the destinies of others, but his own future is hidden from him. So when he looked into her fate, he unintentionally gazes into his own. Their fates are so intertwined that to look into hers is to see his own future, his own fate. And by defying and breaking Astra's rules, he gets punished and cursed by having these eye shards coming out of him. These myths highlight the sadness of their connected destinies, and Zayne's determination to fight for their love, refusing to let anyone, not even the gods, control it.
Hi, it's me again. So I found this in his anecdotes, and like I mentioned before, there is a reoccurring theme here from both of his past incarnations, both of his myths, and the current main story Zayne. So there is this theme of his overwhelming desire, his overwhelming resolve and determination to save our main character no matter what, even in the current timeline, even before he met our main character again when he became her primary care physician. So unlike in the Tower of Secrets, where he saves her and sacrificed himself because he finally remembered and understands how important she is to him, in the main story, I don't think they mentioned why he's feeling this way before their initial reunion. Maybe he fell in love with her when they were younger, when they grew up together. Who knows? Because unlike Silas and Xavier, main story Zayne, he does not remember his past incarnations. At least not yet. Alright, that's all I have to say. Carry on.
I know Zayne girlies have beef with Astra, especially after reading Tower of Secrets, because Astra is tormenting the hell out of this man. Also, I want to mention, in the main story, Zayne's evil would act up sometimes and he'll lose control over it. That is obviously connected to the Foreseer's curse, to Astra. Anyway, yeah, if you haven't seen Tower of Secrets and you're a fan of angst and pain, go watch it. And then there's Dawnbreaker. And oh my god, this art has me in a chokehold because look at him. Okay, focus. So Dawnbreaker Zayne exists in a parallel universe. And this is a universe where humans can turn into wanderers. Long story short, he kills people that have turned into wanderers, and he's basically helping to prevent that universe from collapsing, from being overrun by wanderers. He often dreams about the current main story Zayne and see little snippets of moments that main story Zayne has with our main character. And guys, Dawnbreaker's story is so depressing. It's so sad because in this universe, our main character does not exist. And these dreams that Dawnbreaker Zayne has is often the only solace that he has, the only thing that brings him peace, because Like, the universe that he lives in is so bad. If you haven't read his Dawnbreaker anecdotes yet, and you're planning to, prepare tissues, because it's disgustingly sad. I'm warning you. So Dawnbreaker Zayne has a lot of connections with literally everything related to Zayne's route, and here are just some things that I can think of. Connections with Jasmine's, just like in the Tower of Secrets. Also, he started peeking into main story Zayne's universe via his dream when he turned 12. And main story Zayne lost control of his evil for the very first time and almost killed our main character when he's 12 years old as well. So obviously this is a significant age for Dawnbreaker Zayne and main story Zayne, and this is just my theory, okay? But Astra may have created a connection between their realities at this specific age, perhaps as a means to manipulate or observe their intertwined fates. For main story Zayne, this is the age when he loses control of his evil for the very first time. This loss of control could be Astra's doing. Serving as a punishment or a test or something, who knows? I feel like Astra has beef with Zayne. So the timing underscores the depth of their connection, as events in one universe ripples into another, reinforcing the idea that their fates and his love for our main character are deeply intertwined across all lifetimes. Because Dawnbreaker Zayne, he's never met our main character, but he's like in love with her. Guys, I can't. It's too sad. I have to move on. Dawnbreaker Zayne is also connected to the main story branch, Thorns Under the Moon. This revolves around Zayne's nightmares.
By the way, this is not the first time it was mentioned that Zayne gets nightmares. He often gets nightmares of himself not being able to save our main character, and it was mentioned here in this 4-star card.
It's not your fault. She's fine. Don't worry. You insist on living.
And I think just like how Dawnbreaker Zayne can see main story Zayne's life through dreams, main story Zayne can also do the same, but because Dawnbreaker's timeline is so bad and overrun with wanderers, it's like very apocalyptic. He calls them his nightmares, and he's unaware that he's peeking into an alternate universe. So long story short, they were trapped inside a wanderer's proto-field, and the wanderer manipulated his dreams, his nightmares. So they're not actually inside Dawnbreaker's universe, in case anyone's confused, because I was so confused in the beginning. I had to watch it like more than once. But we do see snippets of characters that was present in Dawnbreaker's anecdotes, like the boy, the mom, but also William, someone from main story Zayne's life. And in this main story branch, we see our main character hearing and seeing, or I guess remembering, memories from Foreseer Zayne, Tower of Secrets, where Zayne asks her to go before he loses control of his evil.
It's too dangerous. I won't be able to control. Leave. Now.
While they were trapped in the Wanderer's proto-field, Zayne lost control of his evil, and our main character resonated with him, calming him down, but she suffered backlash as a result. This mirrors the events in Snowy Serenity card, where helping him also hurt her. These moments suggest that the key to easing his evil backlash lies in our main character resonating with him. So this connection becomes even more significant when tied to his Foreseer myth. In defiance of Astra, Zayne gave our main character the Creatio Protocor to heal her when he found out that the Creatio Protocor is actually draining away our main character's life.
I have nothing new to add here. I'm just editing the video and pissed about Astra. I cannot wait for Infault to explain why he's being such a cunt, meddling with Zayne and our main character's fate. Like, why the fuck is the Creatio Protocor draining away her life? Like, what even is the Creatio Protocor? And why must Zayne watch her die every time? Like, are you not a god? Can't you do something about it? Do you have to sacrifice someone?
Zayne's evil acting up could be Astra's attempt to reclaim the Creatio Protocor. Resonating with him calms his evil down, but it drains the Protocor away from her, causing the backlash she experiences. Basically, her connection to Zayne and the Protocor binds their fate so tightly that helping him comes at a direct cost to herself. And he says something really interesting in Thorns Under the Moon. If I do something that end up hurting you, don't go easy on me. This might be because of his connections with his foreseer past and his ability to see alternate realities. These dreams that he's having of him hurting our main character. I think his ability to glimpse alternate realities amplifies his guilt, even though he's not aware that he's looking into alternate realities, at least not yet. I have a feeling that as the story progresses, he might learn how to control his ability to see alternate realities and into people's fates, just like the Foreseer. But hey, I don't know, it's just a theory. Based on the Thorns Under the Moon story branch ending, I feel like we have a bigger, much bigger angst coming our way when it comes to Zayne's route. So, Zayne girlies, prepare yourself mentally. Save all the diamonds you can to collect his sweet, fluffy, or spicy cards so that it can help distract you from the pain that is waiting for you in the future. And yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoy this video. Give this video a like if you want, and consider subscribing because I absolutely love diving into the character's lore and just yapping about it. I will eventually make videos about all of the boys, so please look forward to that. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!